Welcome back to the Cat Knit Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, October 15th. This is the podcast about knitting and books and baking and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do the most. If you would like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so if you want to see what I get up to during the week and things that I do at the yarn store that I work at, you can follow me over there. If you'd also like to check out the things that I we'll be talking about in this podcast, you can check out the show notes. If you are on my blog, everything will be down below, or if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog will be down below. If you are interested in finding out more about this yarn store that I work at, the Modern Skein in Montgomery, Texas, I will link all that stuff in the show notes as well, so you can go and check out our online store, or you can find the address and come say hello. That would be wonderful. We have actual fall winter weather today, and my heart is just very happy, very, very happy indeed. I have, it doesn't seem like much, but I know it is a lot of knitting to show you this week. I also have a completely done finished object, which is very exciting. You might be able to tell or figure out. I know I'm not really in frame, but I'll show you in just a moment. Okay, so on that note, if you would like to grab something tasty to drink, whether it be coffee or tea or water or whatever, or something to snack upon or something to craft upon while I share with you what I have been working on, you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. So you guys, I have a finished object, and by finished object I mean the ends are woven in. It has been blocked. It is dried. I took pictures, and I am going to be sending out the test knit information later this afternoon. So this is 100% finished object. And so it's my camper cardigan by Lindsay of Bundle Handmade. I am in love with it. Here, I'll stand up and you can kind of see. It's very big and oversized. And my shirt that says wifey. But so we have a wonderful drop sleeve. I also have stripes on the bottom as well, which are on the bottom, so it's kind of hard to show you that. But since I've taken pictures, hopefully those pictures will be up soon. We had to have it done by today, and I don't know when exactly the pattern will be coming out, but I know it will be very, very soon. So I will let you guys know. I would highly recommend this sweater if you are a beginning knitter, and if you're just worried, because this is a wonderfully easy pattern to follow. Lindsay did a wonderful job writing it and just making it very clear and concise and just very easy, and a very good experience for a first sweater if you were looking for that. So it's knit on big needles, you use big yarn. It's a good, like, snuggly cuddle up sweater, because like when it's only 65 outside, you need to have sweaters like this to do that. And I realize that that's not the coldest that it could be, because we're in Houston, everyone, and it just doesn't get that cold. But for us, 65 or whatever, I think it's actually currently 55, so it is much colder than that. But 65 was the forecast of today. And yes, so it is significantly colder, which means that I am, like, loving this. It's rainy. It's been raining all day. There's been thunder and lightning. I have my my sweater on. I did all my, like, big chores yesterday. All I had to do is fold one load of laundry, and then the rest of the day I have to knit and read and watch knitting podcasts and watch TV shows and knit, and also make myself some dinner because Sam is gone till Thursday, so I've been having a lot more just knitting time in the evenings. Not that I don't when he is around, but there's just not, it's just me solid knitting. No interruptions, which obviously I miss him, so I'm not saying I'm enjoying the non-interruptions. I don't know how to explain myself. Hopefully that makes sense. I really do miss him. I wish he was back, but I am really liking the, like, hardcore solid knitting time in the evening. So anyway, that is that. I finished the sweater. I'm super excited. I've knit a lot of sweaters this year, which is really wonderful, and later on, probably when it gets closer to the end of the year, I will do a count up, line up, whatever you want to call it, of sweaters that I've made or finished this year. A lot of the sweaters that I made have actually been test knits, which is kind of fun, so that's very exciting. It all started with the JC cardigan, which is very exciting. So that is for another episode, so we won't get into that right now. But again, so also I should probably mention my yarn. This is Cascade Eco Wool. Both of them are. This is the Plus, Cascade Eco Wool Plus, in the campfire colorway. It was camp something, I knew that. And then this dark brown is Cascade Eco Wool, not the Plus one, in the ebony colorway. And these sleeves are very long, which is like really wonderful if my hands are cold, but also when I'm doing things I prefer to have them rolled up so I can do things with my hands. If I need to wash my hands, or if I need to chop some vegetables or fold laundry, it's really nice to have the ability to use my hands. Anyway, that is that. Would highly recommend. I will let you guys know when the pattern comes out. Hopefully there will be pictures of it on my Instagram sometime soon. So very exciting, very exciting. It has been a wonderful experience test knitting this for Lindsay. She has been a wonderful person to work with, and our group of ladies in the Instagram group that we've had chattering has been absolutely wonderful. I really love getting to meet other crafters like that in ways that I probably wouldn't have met them before. So, or I would not have met them if it were not for this test group. That's what I'm saying. So, so yes, Lindsay, thank you so much for this opportunity to knit this sweater. It will get a lot of good use, and I know that there are a lot of ladies at the yarn store that are excited to see this in person now that it's finished. And yes, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So this next item that I'm going to show you is a very old, very, very old item. I was looking at my Ravelry and I started this of June 2017, which I realize that's just a year and a couple months, but it's a year and a couple months, and this really should not take a year and a couple months. This is my brioche bandana cowl by Lavanya. Patricella, whatever. I had, for some reason, I think I was moving, I wanted to use this particular project bag because it was cute, as you do, and so I removed this from its project bag, and I was like, oh, I'm really close to finishing that. I should probably do that soon. I know I've knit on this in the past, like maybe 2 months, but I haven't knit on it in the past 2 months, and I really should just continue making progress. So I pulled it out last night and was like, let's just start doing the decreases, everybody. Start doing the decreases. Oops. So I have started doing the decreases. I'm now working flat. And it's very easy, it's very mindless, it's kind of just there. But I am really enjoying working with this yarn. So this pink, which is super fun, is Savvy Skeins in their Strong Sock color or base. And I forget what the colorway name, I think it was something like Pixie or something like that. And then this color is this gray that's also sparkly, is actually yarn that I dyed, and I believe it's on the sparkle base, and I believe this was called like Storm Cloud. Very descriptive, very original, but it's just like a dark gray with flecks of dark gray black. So yes, I am very excited about this. I am really looking forward to finishing something that should have been finished a long time ago. But yes, so it's just a very easy knit and I am hoping to finish it soon so I can block it and I can wear it because it's cold. And granted, when it is cold, I'm not going to be wearing little things like this. I'm wanting to wear my big, massive, thick, chunky knits that I never get to wear. So this is not my top priority, but I do want to get it done. So that is very exciting. And this is not super great brioche. I have noticed several mistakes on this just looking at this as I'm sitting here, but I don't really care. So it'll be fine, and they're just little mistakes and nobody's gonna be able to really notice it. But I love these colors. Isn't that so cute? I love it. So yeah, I'm just really excited to wear it. I think I might block it. I like the size of it now, but I think when I block it, I might block it a little bit wider, because I'm not a fan of stuff being really, really close around my neck. Hello, we're recording. Thank you. Goodbye. I should have just turned off my ringer. That would have been the easy answer to that. I apologize. I'm not a fan of things really super close around my neck. Just kind of makes me feel a little claustrophobic, but this is not tight by any means, but I want to make it a little more loose. So we will see when the time comes when I go to block it. I don't know. It would be wonderful if I could get it done before next week. That would be awesome. If I was working on this all day and then for the next couple days, I could totally get it done. The question is, I don't know if I will be working on this anymore today or anymore tomorrow. So that's the real question. But yes, I am really loving this. I think it'll be a fun thing to wear. If you are confused by this, what in the world is it going to be? What it is basically is a cowl. Actually, I think I could probably put it on. No, the needles will fall out. I tried. Oh well. So it's a cowl, and then I've split. So then I'm making this kind of V thing that will come down and make it a bandana point. So it'll look like I'm wearing a bandana scarf type thing, but it's actually a cowl, and it's attached in the back so it won't fall off, which is really great. I don't know. Can I put this on? There we go. Hello. So obviously you can't really, needles are stuck everywhere. You can't really see what it's gonna be, but it's smaller in the back than it is in the front. Does that make sense? It's a good look. I don't know, maybe I don't need to block it bigger besides just actually blocking it, but I'm very happy with this. Now can I get it off? That is the real question. Hello, this is another really good look. We should keep it like this for the rest of the episode. Probably lost some stitches there. Nope, we're good. Woohoo! Okay, that was very scary. So this is very exciting. I'm really enjoying working on this, and my hair is a mess. We're going to pause while I fix my hair, the mess that I've created. There we go. That did not work. I thought I could fix my hair easily, but I could not. So apologies. So yes, I am really enjoying that. It's a very good beginning, not brioche in general, but if you're wanting to do brioche in the round because it's different or just slightly different, you do different things than knitting it flat. So if you've knit brioche flat before, I think that, and you want to do a hat or something, I think this would be good because you don't, you do some decreases, but that's when you're doing it flat. So it's very easy. I would highly recommend it. I don't think it's free. I do not think it's free, but it's not very much, so I would highly recommend going and checking it out, especially if you have just two random skeins of fingering weight that you don't know what to do with, but they happen to go together and you're looking for something and you don't want to make a shawl. So I would highly recommend checking that out. I know I've said that a lot, and now the cat is eating some food and crunching very loudly. So let's move on to the next thing. So I have two big things to show you. One of them is the Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West that's going on, and I'm gonna save that till later after I do this other thing because I feel like that should go last. So I've been working on Clue 2 anyway. I'll talk about that when we get to that. But in the meantime, I've made some progress on my sorbet cardigan, everyone. And it doesn't really seem like a lot of progress. It was technically not a lot of knitting, but I did in fact cast off the body, and I feel like that's a pretty big accomplishment. So, ta-da! The bottom. The body is done, everyone! And you're probably thinking, whoa, that's a really short cardigan. It's supposed to be short because it's like a cropped bombery type style of cardigan. So, I love it. It's so fluffy. Like I said, I'm getting ready to do the sleeves, and I'm going to be doing them on little 9-inch circulars. Or the 12-inch, 9-inch. They're really small. And I will be flying and get them done really quickly, so that's really exciting. And then I have the button bands to do, and then I will be done. Which will then go towards my... How many sweaters have I knit? So that's very exciting. I am very, very happy with this. This is, like I said, the Sorbet cardigan by Millie Frid Knitwear. We have this problem every single time, people. I do apologize. This is very unprofessional of me. Also, my phone's getting ready to die. How very unfortunate. Okay, let's do this quickly. And then we can, okay. So this is the designer's name on her Instagram. And everything will be linked in the show notes, but this is the designer. She does a lot of like mohair-y type stuff, and she has the cardigan. She also has the sorbet blouse pullover thing that she just designed, I think, as well. It's basically the same thing, just not a cardigan. And a lot of other really pretty patterns that I want to make. I do think after knitting an entire cardigan in mohair, I do think I will be done with this much mohair for a while. It's not a bad thing. It's just been a lot of fuzz. And yes, so I know I will love it. I know I will wear it a lot. I know the fuzz will get everywhere, and I know it'll stick to my chapstick and lip gloss and lipstick and everything, but it'll be worth it. And it's doing it now. See? This is a first world problem. So, color-wise, this taupey gray and the purple both came from Drops. It's their Kid Silk. The gold color and the light pink color are Isagar. I've heard it pronounced several ways recently, and I don't know which one it is now. It'll be linked in the show notes. We got this from Stephen and Penelope. It was great. And then the white is something random like Hidden Valley or Deep Valley. Something we got from Webs. It's just a traditional white mohair. You can get that. We got that from wherever we could find it. That was easy. So that's very exciting. The sleeves will be the same like color pattern, like with the stripes, and then there'll be an extra stripe of this at the bottom of the sleeve. And then the cuffs will be white, and the button bands will also be white. Yeah, and let me go get my buttons. Am I in focus? Hello? There we go. Fun fact, if you're out of focus, I don't know why this is, and I don't know if this is true for all cameras, but if you're out of focus and you're trying to get in focus, if you stick out your tongue, it'll help you get focused. I learned that by watching a YouTube video of a vlogger, and they learned that. I don't know if that's true for everything though. But fun fact. Anyway, back to buttons. So my mom finished hers several weeks ago and was looking for buttons, and we decided that we both wanted to do the same buttons because it's kind of similar to the buttons that the original one was made in or had or whatever. And so my mom very kindly got buttons for the both of us while she was at it, and these are them. So they're kind of like this like, I don't know how to describe it, like very iridescent-y, pearly look. Is there a technical way to describe this? I don't know. Theirs is a closer up look. So yes, we have these that we're going to be doing. They are 5/8 of an inch, 16 millimeter if you were interested. I don't remember where she got these. I think she ordered these online from Joann's maybe, because the Joann's didn't have them when she went to look. Anyway, so these are the buttons. Very excited. I think it'll be wonderful. Clearly this is a very wonderful, accurate representation of what the buttons will look like with my cardigan. I'm very excited, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to wear. Everyone, it's time to talk about the Texture Time Mystery Knit Along 2018 by Stephen West. Clue number 2. I'm not done with it, but I'm halfway done with it. So, if you are not wanting to be spoiled, if you're making it and you are currently not that far and don't want to be spoiled and have done your best to avoid all the spoilers on Instagram, which is very hard to do. I understand that that is like, I find that as or I take that as a personal triumph in my mind if I can avoid spoilers for anything, whether it be a TV show or a knitting thing or yarn colors. If I can avoid spoilers on Instagram, it's a very personal victory. I feel very proud of myself. So, if you've done your best and you have managed to avoid spoilers, then I will let you know that I'm going to show mine in just a moment, and I will let you know when you can look back if you are wanting to listen and not fast forward or whatever. Anyway, or if you just don't care and then you are just wanting to see what other people are doing, you've already made it, you finished clue 2 already because it was really easy, or you're not making one, then you don't need to look away. But, so I'm getting ready to show mine. So again, spoilers, don't look, don't look, don't look. This is my Texture Time. It's coming on the screen, don't look. This is my 1/2 of it. Ooh, I like how that looks on camera. So this is what I have so far. There are spoilers, Latvian braids. So, spoilers. I've never done Latvian braids before, and I thought that they were like super complicated. They are not. They are so easy, especially for the result that you get. And it's just kind of like, whoa, I want to do these more now, because like these are amazing. And if you're wondering what a Latvian braid looks like, I don't really know how to explain it, except that it's 2 rows purling or knitting, and you knit every other stitch with different yarns. So if you have one stitch with your main color and then the second stitch with your contrasting color, you go back and forth, you alternate. And then when you alternate, you pull the whatever color you're going to be using over the top of the one that you just knit with. So you end up twisting your yarns like nobody's business, and it's just really frustrating even if you detach it from your yarn balls. Like, I know that in the instructions Stephen West tells us to cut off or detach like 3 yards or whatever of this yarn for this particular section, because we're going to be twisting it so much it will be really frustrating if it's still attached to the yarn ball. And it's still really frustrating regardless if it's attached to anything or not. But that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, let me show you what live beam braids look like. They are these little bumpy like ridges here. And I just think they're so pretty. Ta-da! So, I really, really like it. This is my mohair from Suburban Stitcher. The lap beam braids are Madeline Toshin Stranded Dye Works, and then the bright blue and the lime green. The lime green's Hedgehog, and the bright blue is Yarn Carnival. So, we have a wide variety of yarns in mine. I'm really excited about this. I know that I still have the other side to do. I just really want to get rid of all these ends because they're always in the way, and the ends are just really long and they're in the way. But I don't know when we're going to be dealing with them, if we are. So, because you never know with Stephen West. All I know is that I do the exact same thing that I did on this side, so it kind of creates like a weird shape. I think you could describe this as a weird shape. Like, what the poop is this? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So I don't know. Yes. I'm interested to see where this goes. I hope to get the next clue done before the third clue comes out, which is kind of crazy that it's almost the third clue. It'll be the third clue on Friday, technically, but because of time differences, it comes out around 7, if not before that here, because I believe it comes out in Amsterdam's time. And I believe we are 7 hours behind them. I could be completely wrong. That is my thinking and trying to figure out without looking it up online because my computer's not in here right now. So, yay. I was worried that I wouldn't get the first clue done in time because I had a bit of an issue with colors. It was dumb mistakes on my part, so I'm not gonna talk about it too long, but basically what I did was I detached and reattached the yarn on the wrong side, which means, so I have all my ends, you're supposed to do it on this side. What I had done is I had done a couple on this side, which messed up the entire color pattern, and I was like, it'll be fine. No worries. It was not fine, everyone. It was definitely not fine, and I had to rip out quite a lot the night before. So on Wednesday last week, I had to rip out a lot, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it done in time, because before I was like so close to getting it done, and I was planning on getting it done that evening, and then I realized that I had to rip back a lot, and it was not a happy night for me. But I did get it done. Like, literally, I like cast off, and then I checked my Ravelry account email thing, and I had gotten the pattern. So I hadn't even checked before I was done, but I had literally just cast off. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it's showing up yet. Oh, look, there it is. I'm ready to go because I just finished, just barely. Which I do feel pretty good about, considering that I did have so many issues with this clue. Not because of the pattern, but just because I was either not paying attention or was overthinking it. So, yes, I am so happy that this clue 2 did not have brioche in it. I needed a break from brioche, everybody, and I say that working on my brioche cowl, but that is so different than working on syncopated or broken brioche. Like, that's totally different. Regular brioche seems like a piece of cake now. It's just totally normal. This, on the other hand, is crazy. Is literally insane. So, yes. I am very interested to see how it's gonna turn out. Right now it doesn't really look like much, and I don't know. So I don't know what has been the problem with this. I think it's just me overthinking it and not being like, I will trust the pattern completely and do exactly as it says. I'm like, oh, well, I know what I can do because I am a knitting pro and I know how to change patterns. And it's like, no, you can't do that with this. This is not, it does not work that way. So I think, I don't know if that or just being not bored, but we're transitioning into a different topic if you couldn't tell. So if you were listening and not watching, the mystery knit along is no longer on the screen. So yay, I do apologize if that was longer than it probably needed to be, but I do apologize. Anyway, so I don't know what it has been this past week, but nothing, I shouldn't say nothing. Some knitting things just really have not been very inspiring to me, specifically the things that I've been working on. And it's just like, I know it's just my knitting mojo is low. I just know that I've been tired, things have been busy, and so I haven't really felt like knitting, and I really just want to buy yarn and get all the yarn, and I want to cast on all these new things, but it's like, no, I know that that will just make me feel worse, so I should resist and work on old things and finish all the old things that are almost ready, like almost done, and feel great about that, and hopefully that will rejuvenate my knitting mojo. Do you ever have those problems? Because I seem to be having these problems fairly frequently recently, and that is not a bad thing. It's definitely not a good thing. It's just a fact of life that happens. So yeah, my knitting mojo this week has been low, and that's okay. And I'm admitting that openly and freely because that's fine. And it's not that I haven't enjoyed knitting on the things that I worked on this week. It's just that when I start to work on them, I'm like, oh, I wish I was working on something new, or I wish I was working on this other thing that I don't have with me, or I want to be, every time I start working on something, I want to work on something else. Does that make sense? I just feel very like distracted, which again is not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing, and I don't know. Which is nice now that I have these like very long, extended, uninterrupted periods of time in the evening until Thursday when Sam gets back, of just like knitting and being near my knitting and being more like, I don't know, having the ability to switch around to things that I think of that I want to work on, and then I work on them, and that's great. I do have a project that I think I want to cast on, and if I really feel the need to like cast something on, that's what I'm going to do. So I am prepared. I have the yarn, I have a ball wound up and all ready to go. I don't have the, no, I do have the pattern. I don't have the pattern printed out. I also don't have I also don't have the needles ready to go, but there's a massive pile of needles that have just been accumulating behind me on my desk, and they really need to be organized. But again, I've been busy, and it's like, okay, well, it just makes casting on things easier because I know that there's an 8 or whatever that I need in this pile. So, oh well. That's okay. But I'm going to try and do my best and persevere and finish at least one thing. Hopefully the brioche cowl, like that would be amazing if I could finish that, and then I would feel really good. Because that would mean that I have gotten 2 things off the needles. I finished the sweater, and then if I can do the cowl, then I will feel better about casting one thing on, because I will have taken 2 things off my list and added 1. So that's good. Yay. In regards to reading, I do have something fun to share with you. The author who very kindly gave me some of her books to read and just share with you guys, and also potentially do a giveaway, which is something that we are working on in the future. So that is very exciting. She is publishing another book sometime soon. It's called The Good Shepherd, and I am previewing it. I said that weird. I'm reviewing it, I'm reading it early, and I'm going to be reviewing it. So as I'm reading it, I've read a couple of chapters so far, and as I go on, I will definitely let you guys know what I think, which I'm enjoying it so far. So I'm very excited to share that with you. If you are interested in any of my book interests or opinions or whatever, you can be my friend on Goodreads, and you can also go and follow the author of these books, Diane Marie Prokop. Here is her business card. And so she has a Goodreads that you can go and see all of her books that she offers. So that is really wonderful. And yes. The two books that she gifted me was the Red String, which is the first volume in the Days of the Guardian series that she's written, and then she also gifted me the Shorter Things collection, which is poems/fiction and short stories. I unfortunately have not had a chance to read either one of these yet, but I'm going to be doing that soon because life gets in the way. But I'm really excited. Having now read the first several chapters of The Good Shepherd by her, I am really looking forward to reading these because I think I will definitely enjoy it. So thank you, Diane, for letting me review your book. I am very excited about that, and I look forward to doing a giveaway for you guys sometime in the future. In regards to baking, I did make some apple crumble cream cheesy muffins, cupcakes, things. I don't know what they're called. I'm just describing them and hoping it'll come up with a name. So they're pumpkin muffins. They also have like a crumble strudel topping, and then they have like a cube of cream cheese in the middle. I made those yesterday, and I'm not sure how I feel about them. I think they're a little dry, which that's my own fault, probably. It's not a bad thing. They're very good. The idea is really wonderful. I just don't know if they're my favorite, but it was worth a shot, worth trying, and yes, I was looking for an autumnal pumpkin-y recipe, and I knew I wanted to do muffins, so I just tried that, and they're not bad. They're not bad. They're very delicious. I just don't know if they're my favorite, so that's okay. Another fact of life. It's okay to make things and bake things and not be a fan of them, and that's fine. It's not a fault of the recipe. The recipe was very easy and very wonderful. It's just my personal opinion and my taste buds. So that is that. So we've talked about knitting, we've talked about books and baking and the cat. So we've talked about all those things. We've talked about the weather, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be mentioned. I really need to work on my Christmas knitting. I'm very behind on that. I just need to sit down and I've done half the planning. Because what I try and do is use stash and stuff of random things from Michael's and random things from Knit Picks that I've just collected over the years that are good for Christmas presents, and I just need to sit down and pull out what I have and then get to work. So that takes time, and I probably should do that this afternoon because that's kind of important, because I got stuck because I did half of the planning. That was a lot of work, and then I was like, I'm done. No, I'm not done. I have to actually make the things, but I'm not worried, I don't think, because I mean we're already halfway through October. I see all these countdowns to Christmas, which makes me super excited, and you can definitely bet, because I've said before, I've been listening to Christmas music, no shame, but I still have knitting to do and some yarn to order. So I do need to do that, but that's very exciting for you guys because you get to see my progress and I get to share all that with you. So maybe you'll be inspired to maybe do Christmas presents next year, or maybe do it this year if you're really adventurous and you don't have too many people to knit for. I'm also not, I do enjoy knitting for people. I don't do it very often, which is why Christmas is like, I do it for Christmas every year because I don't do it very often other times. That was probably a redundant sentence, but you know what I mean. I don't knit for people very often, so I use Christmas as like the one time of year that I knit for everybody, or I craft for everybody, because not everybody's getting a knitted item this year. Some people are getting other crafted items that are just crafted. So we're gonna put those together. That requires some nails and hammering and measuring and stuff. So that will involve Sam. So that is not the top priority because we can both do that together, or he can do that and the knitting falls on my shoulders, which is totally fine, totally fine. I volunteered. This is what I signed up for this, so I don't mean to complain. I'm very much looking forward to this. So one of the plus sides of the things that I have picked out to knit for everybody, and the fact that I already have most of the yarn. I still have some yarn that I need to order, but it's very small, and so that's very exciting. But what was I saying? Oh yes, because of all these things are pretty simple, I can hopefully do a lot of reading and just bebopping around while I do these knitting things because they're mindless and they're easy, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So fun times are coming ahead. Hopefully I will start doing that soon and you guys can start seeing some Christmas presents that are coming. So fun times are ahead. So with that, I think we have discussed everything. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me and just listening to me rant and ramble equals Randall, apparently. Thank you for listening to me talk to you about what I'm working on. If you like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so you can go see what I get up to during the week there. If you are interested in the yarn store information, it's all in the show notes if you want to check out our online store. And if you're interested in any of the things that I've talked about in this episode, links to all those things will be in the show notes, which will be on my blog, or the link to my blog will be down below if you're on YouTube. So go check out that. I'm just stumbling over my words at the end. Goodness gracious. So if you'd like to go check out any of those things, that will be wonderful. And yes, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, and I hope you continue to have a wonderful week. If you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. My crafty plans are finishing clue 2 for the mystery knit along, and then also just kind of moving forward with everything. Hopefully getting things done, maybe casting something on, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, getting out of my knitting mojo, low point-ness, whatever. Just being more excited about the things that I'm knitting. I don't know. We've already talked about this. We don't need to get into this again. Anyway, I hope your knitting mojo is really high. I hope you're loving everything that you're knitting on right now, because that is just such a wonderful place to be in. If you are having cold weather, like we are having cold weather, I hope you stay warm and snuggled up in all your knitwear, because goodness gracious, I love those times, because you get to use all the things that you've made, and it's just like, wow, this is the point. This is the point. I love wearing yarn. I don't know what that was. Anyway, so yes, if you are enjoying your cool weather, I hope you are snuggled up in all your knitwear. Thank you again for coming and hanging out with me and just listening to me talk about what I've gotten up to this past week, and I guess I will see you guys next week. Bye!